release that he can't get to.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Playing some NHL 17 today, and for the second time today, I'm going to try to record this video. Maybe I'll do better at it the second time since I screwed up the first time. I didn't really screw it up. Had a volume problem. Yeah, I love the volume problems. We're talking about the Stanley Cup playoffs, though. Stanley Cup playoff performer cards. I have some news for you guys. You may not know about them, or you might know about them, but I want to talk about it because really EA didn't do much of an advertising job with it on here, period. So I want to tell you a couple things about those and a couple things about the sets. I don't know if you guys know, but these aren't the only two players that are going to get 98 overalls from the sets. There's more coming out May 10th. I'll explain that to you guys here in a little bit. First thing I want to talk about, though, is these playoff cards right here. The Phil Kessel, the Brad Marchand, and the Tanner Glass, and of course the 99 Lundqvist. The way it's going to work is they're going to give guys an upgrade from every single game. One player from each game is the best performer, gets a playoff performer card. So, oh, and these two guys right here, good old Jake Allen and Carlson, not Bill Carlson either. It would have been nice if it would have been Bill Carlson because that means the Blue Jackets would have won, but it wasn't. And then they gave Lundqvist one for 10th career shutout. But the way these playoff performer cards work, I don't know if everybody knows it. That's why I said you might know it and you might think I'm an idiot for telling you, but I'm explaining it just in case for those people that don't know it. These playoff performer cards are essentially movembers. Every single one of them have the ability to upgrade from the rest of the season when it comes to Stanley Cup playoff events. If the player gets a player of the game, the guy gets a team of the week during the Stanley Cup playoffs, or he gets another playoff performer card, say he gets another one 2 days from now, he could go from, I'm not going to bring Phil Kessel up because I don't expect the player of the game out of him next game. I expect that to be a Blue Jacket card. Say Brad Marchand, even though it's an irrelevant one, gets another playoff performer card. His playoff performer card will upgrade from a 95 to a 96. Say he gets a player of the game card instead of a playoff performer card or team of the week, that'd make his card go from a 96 to a 97. I bring it up, it's irrelevant though because he's got a team of the year in November. They're both already 99s. But if you are one of those guys that are still a little interested in trying to get, you know, investing in the cards, I think it's a little bit late in the season because the game's completely dying. But if, you know, it's still something to think about for you guys. And like I said, I probably wouldn't even mess with them because the game just, even though the Stanley Cup playoffs are going on, once Team of the Year's out, it's pretty, the game just declines slowly and slowly. And the less people that play the game, the more the cards are going to devalue. The fact of the matter is. So am I buying any of these guys? Probably not. Very unlikely. But it's still an interesting thing for you guys to know in case you want to buy like that Phil Kessel and hope he gets a couple upgrades just to have them. You can do that. That's the beauty of these playoff performer cards. And they're a little different. And the synergies on them, as far as I remember, are not very pretty. That's one of the problems I think with investing in them too, is they do not have good synergies. But hey, they could still be better than the player's Movember synergies or maybe the other player's card he got. So it could still be a good buy for you guys if you're interested in something like that. I thought that'd be something, you know, you guys would want to know about though, because like I said, I don't see it. I don't see it anywhere on here that says these guys upgrade, and they do. EA had it on their article that they do upgrade. And like I said, these synergies, they're not worth looking at. I don't even know if they have team synergies on any of these guys that I remember. Even the Lundqvist, I don't know what they're doing. The Lundqvist has, what is that? LH and T. In other words, Terrible and Lundqvist Henrik. Backwards. I guess that's what those stand for. I don't know. It's not my thing. But I want to also talk about these sets for multiple reasons. One of them being, again, if you're looking for that late in the year investment and making some coins. First of all, we'll talk about these two out. Right now, there's a Lidstrom out and there's a Johnny Quick. There's going to be, on May 10th, these sets go down, these two, and there's going to be a 98 Niedermeyer, a 98 Brad Richards, and a 98 Patrick Wall. And I bring that up right now because if you look at the collectibles, you need, for a lot of logic here, alright? I mean, it makes sense because it's Detroit and LA and they're not in the playoffs, but, you know, they're pretty much just people in their division. There ain't no Detroit collectibles, but I guess they're not in the playoffs, so it makes sense. If you look, they have, for the Detroit player, all collectibles from the Atlantic. But if you look at, say, Montreal's collectibles, I think they're running about 35 or 40K, if I'm not mistaken. They're right around that 35, 40K range, yeah, right around there. And that's a lot. But people want a Lidstrom. And then you go look at Patrick Wall, and Jonathan Quick, and I think his might be a little bit cheaper. But it's just for the pure fact that it's a goalie. People aren't as interested in the goalie. Fact of the matter is, I don't have one of these in my collection, apparently. Apparently, you should learn how to click the right buttons, dude. We'll try that again. Search auction house, and we're going to look at these. I don't know what Edmonton's go for. I couldn't even tell you. I think I looked at the Ducks the time before. Edmonton's are, and they're not bad. 20K, it looks like. They're right around 20K. So, they're still 20K because they're in a set. And should I bring this up? Carbon collectibles. was like, hey, good idea to buy them because Team of the Year is coming out, and they're going to come out with Team of the Year sets, and they're going to have good players in them. They could go up. Oh, wait, no, that was Team of the Year collectible. Same story, though. And what do? They bone us and don't give us a really stacked snub Team of the Year, and the collectibles weren't worth anything. I'm still sorry about that. I feel kind of bad still. But now, the carbon collectibles are all of a sudden worth something now that I sold them all for 40K because they have to use these sets to get them. Long story short there. So what am I getting at? You're probably confused. What's that got any relevance at all, right? Let's go and look at all the collectibles real quick, and where I talk about possibly investing in for the future. I'm filtering 15K. I did this earlier for 15K and a couple showed up. People were buying them too though. All right, there's still one up. The Calgary Flames for 15K. Why is it that cheap? Because there's no set for them and there are people just, they don't really want them. They could go down more. I think maybe we could see some go down to the 10K range possibly. I mean, not enough people watch my videos to care or listen anyway, so it's probably a good chance a lot of people don't do this still, so it should still be relevant for a few more days, I'd say, maybe even a couple weeks, to be quite honest, because it's not until May 10th that this next set comes out. It's actually really hard telling how low these collectibles could go, but it's the fact of the matter is there's so many of them too. That's what's crazy. Oh, that reminds me, great news for, you know, the packs. There's a reason they did all this, right? You know, to sell packs. There's also going to be lightning round packs apparently every day at 7. I don't know if it's only a weekday thing or if it's weekend too. I don't know. It's not the weekend yet. I'd assume just the weekdays, but who knows? Maybe EA's working overtime. You see them put them cards out last night past 7 o'clock? I was impressed. But if you don't remember, the lightning rounds is before they're discounted packs that are actually solid packs. If they're going to guarantee you a higher chance of cards, it's hard telling. That's the thing too about these collectibles though. There's so many of them out and there are going to be so many of them out. Maybe they don't go up. It's like I said, it's always a risk with these stupid collectibles because who knows what they're gonna do with them. It's always a risk. I don't know. I'm just bringing it up for you guys, for people that are still dying hard into this game, but I think it's declining. We gotta face the facts. That's the thing. It's declining. It causes everything to go down. But I brought up, like, if you're willing to take that chance though, say a Calgary Flames, that's probably a terrible one to choose because that is a team out west that didn't get a collectible already and probably won't get one. I like thinking of, like, the Blue Jackets earlier were only 15K. There ain't one up. The Blue Jackets were actually 15K though. And Niedermeyer is in the Blue Jackets division because I'm assuming they'll put him on the Devils. They could do them, they could not, but I'm assuming they'll put him on the Devils. And if that's the case, that means you'll need one of 4 collectibles. You either need a Blue Jackets, a Rangers, a Penguins, or a Capitals. Well, you need 3 of the 4. That being said, I think those collectibles could go up a little bit. If you get them for 8 or 9K, you think maybe, even if they only go for 15 or 16K when that set comes out, you're doubling your coins. Like I said, it's still a risk thing because it's hard telling how many of these collectibles they release. Sometimes they get real stingy with them and they come out with a lot early and they dry them out. Sometimes they don't dry them out. So it's something you got to watch as well. I just want to let you guys know about, you know, some of this new events and news, the way the playoff stuff's working. Oh yeah, and happy hour. How could I forget about happy hour? Alright, so I was just looking at the happy hour periods and then I see the periods for the lightning round packs. 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. and then 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. I don't understand that. I don't understand 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. That makes no sense to me at all because as far as I know, Finland is a 7-hour time difference from us. So that means people have to get up at 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning over there in Europe to open packs. And nobody, you know, it's the same story here. A lot of people are going to bed at 12 a.m. morning. Why would you have it that late at night? Don't you? I don't get it. I feel like that's pandering. That's a West Coast thing and that's it. West Coast people can get online at 7, 8 o'clock Eastern time. That's 4 or 5 o'clock. Most of them can and get these. Don't you want to make it a little bit more accessible to, you know, people that play your game across the globe? I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me because, you know, 7 o'clock at night in Finland is what, 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, and it's 7, 8 in the morning the other time. It leaves them no chance to buy the packs. I could care less who buys packs. Honestly, I tell you not to buy packs, but people don't like it when I say don't buy packs. I just think you shouldn't be the system, especially when they're charging you $30 and not guaranteeing you nothing. You go play Madden for $30 and you're guaranteed a couple freaking elite cards or something, you know. But anyway, back to the happy hour. There's going to be happy hour for coins finally. It's been a long time. From 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight. Oh my God, here we go again. I just got done ranting about the Europe thing. 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. There's a 50% coin bonus for all cut matches, starting April 12th, by the way. And the next one is from 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time to 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Now, I'm assuming that actually means 10 p.m. as in like 10 p.m. at night and then 12 p.m. as in noon the next day, so like a 14-hour period. Or they could add a typo and it's just 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. If that's the case, it's a 2-hour period. If it's not the case, though, at least at that point, if it's until 12 p.m. the next day, it does give guys over there across the globe a little bit more of time. So I take back the bad things I said about you a little bit yet. But I'm assuming they do that 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. because they want people to play their game, and that's a dead period in the game, or dead period of the day because not as many people are online, so they're trying to, you know, get more people to play then. Other than that, though, that's it. That was all I had to say today. They've added a lot of stuff here for the playoffs. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you found it helpful. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.